Oh, do we still?
We're
Oh, I still
live.
have access to the. Yeah.
Hi guys. We have
Howdy.
Alex back.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being
Thanks for
here.
coming.
Of course.
Man. Oh yeah, I got the notification. We're live. I
Sweet.
believe I just blasted out a link for everybody too, so that's exciting. Yeah, what have you guys been up to today?
I've been coding my brains out. I've got a couple projects that I'm trying to finish before mid-October. So I've been just hitting the keyboard, but it's been good.
The code live.
Code life.
What about you guys?
I'm hitting the mugwort right now.
Yeah.
I'm the same as Alex in that regard.
Yeah, the code live.
Lots
Yeah.
of code. Yeah.
I have my Wednesday Italian plant class.
Yes.
Pretty cool. We're going over rue.
Oh.
Have you guys ever have you messed with rue? Like mess with it?
I've read about it. I haven't got my hands on any.
Well, you know what? I'm growing, and I just noticed it got really big in my backyard. Right? Yeah.
Oh, I need some. I need some.
And I just went this morning, looked at it, and I was like, "Whoa, this got really big." So now I can give you some. I'll send you some.
Yeah, send me some. Or I just pick it when I go over.
Yeah, tell us though about rue. I don't know that much about it.
Let me take some. I'll grab my notebook.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Sweet.
So, do you know the Cimaruta? Are you familiar with the Cimaruta?
No.
I'll have to see if I can find. Let me find a picture of the Cimaruta because it's like a really common Southern Italian like charm against the evil eye, and it's a sprig of rue with like charms attached.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Let me see if I can. I'm gonna find a picture of it to show you. So rue it's in the citrus family, which is really interesting because it's like just a little ground herb, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Oh, let's see. This is a Cimaruta. Oh wait, darn it! I don't want to enter Etsy. Me. So let's see. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Whoa.
See,
Oh,
it's
that's
like
pretty.
it's like a branch of rue with like the like different little charms, and the charms all mean stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's like a rooster and a wheel and a moon and a heart and all kinds of stuff like that. And they found like if you there's a witchcraft museum in Italy where they have examples of this that are still like from back then that are still like intact that are made out of an actual rue branch with like just charms attached so that you'd hang over your door.
Oh, man.
Yeah, really cool.
Is your class going to take you there on a field trip?
Oh man, that
I
would
feel
be
like
so
they
awesome.
should.
Yeah, no, that would be so
Right.
cool.
That's a really good question.
It's associated with Medea. You can burn it to ward off animals. Cure for the evil eye. It's an emetic, so if you eat it, you will vomit. Only in large amounts.
That's no good.
It's protection for when you're developing your psychic powers.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that.
It's good for your eyesight, like clarity. Yeah, it's cool plant. Like very common, like Italian witchcraft plant, folk magic plant. So
Oh, I love it.
rue.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I think we'll need some of that to kind of fight lobe or whatever it's called right
Oh, yeah.
now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're not.
So
Are
scary.
you anti-lobe, Bex?
Stop trying to make egregore happen.
Do the people watching right now? Does everybody know what lobe is?
I don't think we should talk about it.
No,
Are
we
you
should
thinking it's
not
like
too
a-
much.
Everyone should
Is this
just
a burnout
direct their
situation?
attention to Google. Like all of us, it's an initiation at this point. Just go research it.
Yeah.
Don't.
LOAB, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
It's
just
creepy.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It creeps me out. I hate it. Yeah,
Maybe she's just
private messages.
maybe she's just misunderstood though.
I don't think so. She looks like she's missing like skin on her face and stuff. I don't know, man.
Can we not? This is great. This is so good. I'm so excited about this. Oh no, what's the banner say? Now
You've
I'm
given
on
me
Carnage.
banner access again.
Nice.
Take it away. Oh, I love it. Sorry, Kat's using a litter box right now.
Perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly what's happening. Thank you. Actually, that's like a really good segue into something else. I just like developed film today and I scanned a bunch of stuff in, so you guys might have seen that.
I saw that
But-
you were in Hopkinsville.
Hopkinsville. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went today and then I went last week. So like few reasons. My family, that's where like a few of them go like to the doctor, and then there's a lot of good antique stores there. And so last week was antique store run. This one was like doctor visits and errands. Yeah, but it's a really cute little downtown. The outside of it is like real corporatified, you know, like all the chain restaurants and things. But yeah, the downtown's cute and I really enjoy it. And my favorite antique store over there is maybe less antique and a little more junk, but it's a place where everything's really stacked up, and when you pull in, there's just this huge lot of furniture that's just out, and so you can get stuff like maybe for like your apartment or something if you're a little on the poorer side. Like you can get a bunch of stuff for your apartment really, really cheap. And then you walk inside and there's like old cameras, all these dishes. But they have these back rooms where things are literally just stacked up like they would be in your garage. And so you can dig around and they're like kind of name your price, so I'll barter with you pretty good. And so I got like 7 or 8 film cameras, mostly like point and shoot, but for like $20 all together.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Love it, but yeah, that's where my head's been.
Well, and of course it's the same Hopkinsville, right? The famous for
Yeah.
the goblin, the actual
The
Hopkinsville
reason
goblins.
people want to talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, the event was how many years ago now? Was that like the 50?
I think in the
I'm
50s.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great with that. But yeah, this farmhouse was terrorized by these aliens that looks like goblins. Were they goblins? Were they aliens? We don't know. But fun fact for you guys, my latest Night Drift report's going to be out on Sunday. And it's a full episode report. But then I'm going to be doing a lot of 5 to 10 minute segments on. We're going to try to get on every episode. So that's exciting news. I don't know if I can share, but here we are.
Oversharing is what we do.
This is what we do.
People just come here. People just come here to get Bex's overshares, I think.
It's what the people want.
Don't tell me anything. I'll do it to everyone. I think it's good. But I talked about a Hopkinsville incident that I found on the New Fork database here just a couple weeks ago. And it was cool phenomenon that was also in a field of sorts. This one wasn't at a farmhouse per se, but like behind one. But there was these blue lights and they formed like an aerial X of sorts right over this man's field.
Whoa.
And he saw it out his child's window.
That's creepy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so it like morphs and does some stuff, but I mean it happens for like 20 minutes or something, and so my mind was blown. But the only thing about the New Fork website is I can't like get that person's contact information, so I am taking it upon myself, just like I did on the peninsula back home in Washington. I'm gonna do some flyers. I'm gonna do a couple of things again, but this time refer them to the Liminal Earth map because we will have their contact information. So
Perfect.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's also where my mind's at.
That's super cool. One of the UFO encounters that I picked from the map tonight has to do with the field as well, so that's very on theme.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I
So
love
somebody
it.
was saying in the comments that it looks like Alex and I are in the same room, and I can totally kind of see that. Like I can kind of see that.
I'm sharing the
Yeah.
same digital bubble right now.
Yeah. Someday though, it will happen. Like we'll all
Yeah,
be,
absolutely.
yeah, that'll be awesome.
We gotta have one of our our WUFO meetups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a liminal potluck if we can.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it-
Yes.
yeah.
I was just thinking about all the food we can make.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, like it hypnotized me for a second. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but Bex knows how to cook Portuguese food, man. And you
Oh,
never
man.
cooked any for me yet.
I'm so sorry.
It'll still
I
happen.
was a little preoccupied. But yes, I would absolutely love to. I had like basically Brazilian in-laws for a few years, so that was a really fantastic learning experience. And I have all of these recipes now, and they're designed to be made for large groups, so I'm just bringing like huge pots of shit wherever we end up. So
That's amazing. I love
That's
Portuguese food.
Yeah.
me
I still
too.
want feijoada. I've still never had it, and I really want feijoada.
So good. I'll make
It's like
feijoada.
that. It's like a thick, like dark Brazilian. It's like a stew kind of, right? With like black beans and like organ meat. And
Ooh.
so the kind
that
I
sounds
had
good.
didn't have that.
oh,
It's like the theory behind feijoada is that it was kind of birthed out of the favelas of like Rio, and basically they're like the really really poor areas, and they meat was just out of the world outrageous price, right? And so they would pretty much save any pieces that they could for special occasions, and that would be when the family would come over, and they would literally dump it all into one pot. So you would have a lot of really rough cuttings that maybe Americans aren't quite used to, but the modernized version of that is like smoked sausage. If you can get like Portuguese linguiça sausage is very good in it. And then like your thick cut bacon is also a good option. I like making it vegetarian and vegan time to time, and it equally is good. Just use like, I use shiitake powder, and that adds like that umami that I think you're missing with the meat.
nice.
But anyways, that's my cooking show.
Hey, I want you to make some and then just like send it out to me in like a manila envelope.
I'm sure like
See who makes it.
the
See who-
postage people would really appreciate that. No, but we'll have a potluck together and I'll actually cook. We always go out,
Yeah.
like, out and about when we're together. It's hard to do anything at home. But I ate some like your fermentation projects, so that was delicious.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll send you some sauerkraut. I have another batch that's almost done.
The beets
That's
were my
awesome.
favorite though. The beets and the carrots.
Yeah. Yeah, the fermented beets and carrots. You can't go wrong.
I love that we're supposed to be talking about UFOs.
And this is part of the UFO discourse around here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The WUFOs love their snacks, so
That's so true. Like I was thinking about Katie and Beck's live. We had Amanda Paulson on, and she's talking about using the Estes to explore her subconscious, to explore her friend's subconscious. And I thought like of WUFO, and I thought about all of like the snack things that like come up. And I'm like, okay, so are we just exploring like my stomach? What's going on? What's really happening?
That's awesome. That was a great episode. She is so phenomenally cool. I would love to get her on with us.
Of course. Yes, I would love to extend that offer far more. So I'll do that. And then the Patreon bonus is really good too. I mean, she stuck around for like an extra 45 minutes, and we were just like, it was like us right now, just hanging out. It was great.
I can't wait to see that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really want to try her mugwort and melatonin dream thing or sleep
Yeah.
paralysis thing. That sounded really
Or
cool.
animals.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, I agree. I thought about it last night while I was trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, I've never experienced sleep paralysis, so I'd like to try it maybe once. I hear it's really scary, and I like scary stuff, so maybe, I don't know, be cool. But
Could
we'll
be.
see. Or it might be something I do
can
once
hear
and
it.
never again.
We interrupt you. I just see your
You're
skin
good.
crawl in real time. It's like, no. How you feeling today? Talking about sleep paralysis.
I'm good.
That's understandable. I hear it's super scary, so.
Yeah. I can't remember ever having had it. But yeah, I know some people who are like, no way. Never again.
Yeah, I think that's wild that like she's very open about her experiences, and they sound terrifying and enough for me to not want to do them. And so for her to do that kind of work is really compelling to me. She's
Totally.
great.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out on YouTube. It's on the Luminal Earth channel, y'all, under Katie and Bex. So check it out. Amanda Paulson, we love her.
Well, welcome to WUFO work number 34, week 34.
Yes, we've covered a lot of ground so far. Is there any housekeeping before we get into the UFO reports?
Well,
go ahead.
no, you go.
I was just gonna say we do have like a place to donate. I think.
Oh yeah. Let's definitely talk about that.
Do you want to do that though, Jeremy? And I'll set up the link.
Well, I think Bex is the one who found it. So.
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah, I have to pull it up. I don't remember the name, but it's fantastic cause. In that it's very relevant right now. It's something that's currently affecting a pretty major area. So this is cooperationjackson.org. If you go to wufo.watch/donate, you can locate it there as well. If you're privileged to do so, we recommend throwing some money these people's way. Why, you may ask? Because in Jackson, Mississippi, the Pearl River flooded on Sunday, and the city water treatment facility failed. So that caused the entire city to have no drinking water, no toilet water, nothing for fires. It's a very bad situation. And I just saw an update this morning on Twitter, I believe, of the line to get even bottled water is outrageous. And so, we can definitely, we know where to point fingers in some direction, but I think right now, send money if you can. And then I know a lot of people are heading down with clean water, but it's just a really terrible situation. Throw your money at them or your support. If you can't, financially do it, I love sharing their stuff on Instagram as well and on Twitter. You can find them. I think it's Cooperation Jackson as well. But yeah, support them and their cause right now because they need it, man. It's rough out there, and it's just from flooding. It wasn't, we get crazy rain. Like I remember last weekend, I was driving in Indiana and there was a torrential downpour, and it just like flash flooding happened so quickly. So be careful out there, but also if you can help, they need it.
Yes, please.
There's been some. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I saw a picture on social media of somebody who it was a picture of the back of the governor's mansion in Jackson, and it was like just an entire tanker truck full of water just pulled up behind it, like so that they can use it.
Oh man!
You know what else I want to fund?
Oh dear.
I'll leave it at that. But
I hear that.
Fresh water. Can you imagine? Like, just imagine waking up with no water. Not cool.
It's just like you never realize how much you need it until it's gone. So it's like, it's really scary.
Yeah. And you don't know. It's not in the news out here that much at all. I don't know. I haven't seen that much reported. I don't know if it's like just because it's a regional thing or what, but
it's not on the news up here either. Everything I've seen has just been through social media. So
yeah. Same here. Oy.
Yeah. I'm reading the snack report over in the comments.
What are the snacks this week?
Oh, it looks like Jenny has some peanut butter crackers. Maureen has chips and dip. Kai, veggie burger, pretzel bun. Shout out to the pretzel buns.
That sounds really
good. Jenny agrees with the pretzel bun. What did I have? I got a cheese tray from the grocery store. That's what I had.
Thanks.
Oh goodness, what do you guys got? Snack situation.
Yeah, I had some mozzarella and tomato slices earlier when I was doing the side quest out back, so that was real nice.
Nice.
What about you guys?
Garrett, what do you have? Or do you?
I made some that Blue Lotus tea, and I'm gonna go. I had some some nice apricots, and I'm gonna maybe eat a jawbreaker when I go out tonight.
Oh,
Nice.
Been
Awesome.
calling
does that
my
have
name.
significance or?
It's been in like our cabinet for a long time, and it fell off the shelf and landed on Yuki's foot, and so I got reminded about it. So now I'm gonna eat it. I think.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I have like this infinite variety. So like one of the things I like to do every year for my birthday is go to like one or two of the nice, like the cool grocery stores we have around here, which we have a ton, and just like stock up on like tons of stuff that either I love but don't eat that often, or that like I've never had before. So we did that, and so our fridge is like full of just stuff right now. So like homemade, we're doing like homemade sushi, and I get these like weird, they're like crackers that are made out of like crab.
Whoa.
Those are really good. Yeah, hard to explain. Yeah, I've got so much stuff that I could choose from. It's lovely.
Yay! That sounds like a very JP birthday gift.
Yeah. Well, and then, everybody in the family gets to eat what we get too. So,
Of course. Gift that keeps on giving.
Perfect.
Man.
Kai grew up with an apricot tree.
Oh, that sounds great.
Sprouted mint using UFO water. UFO mint. Oh man.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
Potatoes. Oh man.
I have a little bit of weird news. I just noticed today, like, I don't know if this is normal, but cocoa, the talking plant, seems to have grown like a ton. Like it's gotten like really long, and I don't know if it's because it's not like it's in the sun. It's like in my bathroom on the north side window, but it's like I'm like, wow, you've gotten really, really long all of a sudden, and I'm wondering if it's all the talking we're doing with it or not. Anyways, I just noticed that, and I was like confused by it.
That seems to make sense. Like,
yeah. Studies show with music at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hope it's true. I mean, that's cute. If they like the attention like that, that's really cute.
Yeah,
no, I think it's
growing from our love. It's true.
Yeah, but it's just cool.
Once a week.
The UFO water seems to also be helping the mint. So I just made me think,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that we're encouraging people to water their gardens with UFO.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Any other housekeeping stuff?
Are we gonna? I mean, we talked a little bit about it last week, but next week, are we gonna do the extendo WUFO? Start that off.
Yeah, we're gonna do East Coast, West Coast. We gotta come up with like a really funny, like a cool name. The extendo's funny. But like, yeah, so we'll be doing an East Coast show for the first hour. Me and Adler will be hosting, and then we'll hop on with the guys, and if they want to guest, either way, we'll do something for about 30-45, and then guys will take over for an hour. I don't know if that'll put you guys right at 10 o'clock. I think we just gotta finalize that time, but yeah, we'll like figure out how we want to split up the post and things of the sort, but we're excited because it's going to be more accessible. I mean, you've seen me on since this started. It's because it's, a little late for me on the East Coast. So I'm understanding the struggle that a lot of our buddies have had since the beginning. Has to. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun. I'm really excited for that.
It is. And of course, if anybody wants to stay for the whole thing,
Yes.
nothing stopping you.
I'm going to try for sure. Be pounding Mountain Dew again. So
I've been pounding Big Red. If you guys know.
I've seen it. I've never tried it.
It's like my childhood drink. It's like red cream soda, pretty much. But you can only get it in like 5 or 6 states around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that weird root beer from the desert root beer story.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like in a theme park this past weekend, and like it's somewhere where there's free fountain drinks, like all these little kiosks all throughout the park, and I like found two that had Big Red, so I was just like, these are the ones.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a place, Lake Compounds around here, would do like free soda all day, and it was the coolest because you just get jacked up on soda and go on roller coasters.
Sounds like a dangerous combination.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Well, we talked about that. Talked about it on Sunday. If you guys caught the What's Up Weirdo podcast live, Liminal Earth was on it for a while. Had a really great time. But I just like was reminded, you talked about the soda and the roller coasters. Like I did not partake in the roller coasters, but I rode a water roller coaster in the water park, which it's like a water slide. But no, it's more, and it's fucking terrifying. It's like white knuckling. I was in the front. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
It
Was there a
wild.
loop-de-loops or anything, or was it?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Imagine. No, so you start out. I was in the front here, and we were going up this hill, and my date was behind me, and we had like some rando in the back, and it was all fine. And there's this lady on the platform, and she's like, like you guys are gonna get scared or whatever. Very daunting job she has, and you start to go. It's like a regular water slide. You're like, okay, but then you drop and you realize that you're not strapped in, and you're just holding on to this raft, and then it shoots you back up. So that's what makes it a roller coaster, is that like the water slide, has to play with gravity. This does not. So it can put you back up. There's hills, boop, 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 some tight curves, some completely enclosed pitch black water slide. Like you don't know if they're just going to drop you in the dark. It's wild, and you're airborne a lot of the time.
Oh my God.
And we like left the ride, and it was like silent for like 20 seconds. And we like feel his jaw clench, and I was like, that was awful. So that was my experience of like feeling my age. Like, and I was like pounding soda. Like I wanted to feel like a kid, and this was like an inner child trip, But like I definitely had some rose-colored glasses on when I was a kid, because all of this is terrifying now. The mortality of it all.
Oh my God. I mean, kids, you can bounce around a little more, right? It's like
That's what we can talk it up to. It makes me feel better. Oh dear, that's my tangent. Oh, Kai, by the way, there's like 3 of those. We just rode like the original, the big one, I don't know, but there's 3 of those rides. It's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Anyways. No UFOs reported.
UFO coast to coast. That's kind of a cool one. I would wonder, like, my only concern would be like the Art Bell coast to coast, right? Like, isn't it?
We'd have to get Tim Banal on board.
That's right. Yeah,
he could get us in.
That would be fun, actually. I would love to. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
That would be really cool to hang out with Tim Banal sometime.
That would actually. Hey, yeah.
That'd be fun. I know AP invited me to go to a UFO fest with them last weekend, or maybe the weekend before, I can't remember, but I wasn't able to get out of work stuff, so
Dope.
I'll have to go to the next one, but everyone's out here, so.
Oh. Oh man, well that does sound like fun whenever you can go. AP,
Yeah, absolutely.
We love him. We gotta have him on too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He's
That's wild.
awesome.
So did anybody do the side quest yet?
I did.
Oh, you did? I
Yeah,
haven't
you both did.
quits yet.
Yeah, it's 11 here now. But yeah, I went outside right at like 10:02. And I found, I mean, this is a good time to just talk about the side quest, I guess. Maybe by design. But we were looking for Saturn and the moon in the constellation Capricornus. This is our cute post
The
from
goat.
me.
Yeah.
Low pan. There it is. Yep. The goat. Man, Maitland's posts are always so awesome. I just love reading it. I love it. They say, like Rick Levine says, the zodiac isn't out there, it's in here, points at Noggin. We made it all up because that's what humans do. That's just how our politically oriented computer brains navigate space-time. We make stories, and astrologers are space bards. Anyways, Capricornus isn't terribly bright, so it may be unremarkable for like Pluto skies, but you'll be able to see Saturn and the moon. So yeah, go out and look at that. I mean, is it full? It's full now, right? Or it's gonna be full like tomorrow? It's pretty bright.
It's pretty
out there.
close if it's not already. I think it's got one more day, but
One more. Okay.
it's super close.
Awesome. That's your stargazing side quest for week 34.
We have lots of fun stuff coming up and planned and coming down the pike.
I guess I have a question. What are we gonna do for like the 50th week?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't
Seems
know.
significant.
Yeah. What would that date be?
It might be like around
No.
Christmas, right?
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
like it would be around Christmas or
Let me
deep
see. I
winter.
might have it. Let me see.
Also, like the 50th will be like 2 weeks before the year one, right?
It's December 28th is the 50th,
Ooh.
and it's
That's-
I know this because Madeline has the entire list of side quests already prepared.
That's
And
awesome.
they posted it in our
I
little
can't
admin
believe it.
section.
They're amazing.
And so that week the side quest is going to be the moon and Jupiter.
Okay.
All right.
We should talk about them. We should do something really fun.
Okay. December 28th. Got it.
Yeah.
Put that up there.
That's good. That's like right between Christmas and New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Jammies and cookies.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
and we're also we're going to be at Pan Paracon too.
Yes.
Mention that because that's
That's-
super exciting that it's coming up.
Yeah. I did the promo for it on the show last night. But yeah, we're gonna all be presenting, and like so many of our friends are gonna
Yeah,
be.
do you know who-
presenting, but
Who else
What?
is presenting? Yeah, I'm just don't know. I didn't see who else.
Courtney Block is
Oh,
confirmed with Tidy Tarot. I know that Leslie and Melanie and Magic are gonna be there. Yeah, I think as far as my memory allows right now.
I think Feminine Macabre might be there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Amanda Woomer, Spook Eats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
it's
check
gonna
out
be
the page. Yeah, Pan Paracon has its own Twitter and Instagram, so go follow them. And shout out to Vanessa Walico for putting that on. We've had her on. Yep, hi, here in the comments. Yeah, we
So here's
her on.
Vanessa.
Mortellus, Nick
Yeah.
Hornsberry,
Oh. Else is gonna be fantastic.
Psychic Friends. Alex Matsuo is going to be there. Yeah.
That's gonna be
What a
extremely
list-
cool.
What a list of people. That's excellent. Excellent. I'm sure that's not all either. Awesome. Yeah, and that's September 30th, October 1st.
Yes. Excited.
That's sweet.
Mortellus is going to teach a workshop. Oh,
Oh,
that'll be awesome.
My God.
Wow.
Mortellus, hands down, has some of the best like witchcraft workshops. I took both of their necromancy classes and incredible.
That
Incredible.
sounds awesome.
Super accessible, like $20 a pop, and they stay up. I think you have access either indefinitely or for like an extended period after. You don't have to attend live if you don't want to. So it's just perfect for all sorts of learners and levels.
That's
But we don't know
awesome.
what we're gonna do yet, though.
I know. Something wild, I'm
Scheming.
sure. Something great.
Cool.
Well, that was our first like anything together as the three of us. We presented. And I did we did different presentations. So I did a presentation on it was like plant magic and how instead of depending on like others' correspondences for like these witchcraft store plants, go out and get to know the plants in your area, harvest them, and then come up with your own correspondences based off of folklore and like ecological information that you pick up. So that was fun. Jeremy, you did liminal ecology, right?
Liminal ecology, yeah.
Okay. And then Garrett's was SDR stuff?
Yeah, like ham radio and ALF.
Yeah.
Basically,
Sure.
how to build the best antenna for talking to UFOs.
Awesome.
That's so
That was-
cool.
So thanks for having us back, Vanessa. We're gonna,
Very
And
excited.
I'm sure. Something wild.
Yeah, Strange Realities is coming up soon, and I know a number of our friends are going to be presenting there too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that's coming up, and a lot of fun stuff that's leaving, like that.
Yeah, I feel like things are finally like coming back after lockdown, like full time. You know, that's been like ramping up. So it's nice to see everyone coming back.
Definitely.
It's cool that like I feel like I've found all these new people, all these new friends during this time. You know, and they're all over the place. It's so exciting. There's so many cool new people doing stuff. It's great. Yeah, I'm excited about all the stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's almost like the new, like a new kind of paranormal paradigm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being like the lines are being drawn, and
Yeah.
the era of the ghost bros is
let's get that out of here. The Ghost Bros, and then I think if we can move on from UAP as soon as possible, that'd be very cool.
Seriously, yes.
Well, Alex, you were gonna maybe read some stories.
Absolutely.
From the map. Is that from the Liminal Earth map about kind of UFO specific ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we've heard enough about the UAPs and like the government stuff for the past couple of years. So I think it's time to start bringing in like the OG UFO encounters that like normal people will run into. So I picked out about 3 of them to go through. So if we have time, we could do them all. But if we're running out of time and we want to do Estes or something too, I'm down for that too. But I'm super ready for story time, so whenever you guys want to do it, I'm good.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Should we pull a card first or anything, or?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Up to you guys. I'm ready to go.
Let's see. Oh, I shouldn't use this deck. I got a brand new deck, and just realized I hadn't even shuffled it yet, so I'm not going to use that.
Cool.
It's cool though. It's the PGM tarot. Like,
oh wow,
it's the Greek magical papyri.
Yeah,
and it's got 2 major arcana sets in it, and you can either use them both at the same time or change them out if you want to. It's an amazing deck.
Oh, cool.
But it's very specific to like if the Greek magical, like if you've never been into that, there would be a pretty big learning curve. I'll use this guy, my old favorite.
That's really cool. I didn't know that they had preserved that stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I'll have to send out the link to get it. There's a guy who sells it on Etsy. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So
yeah, I got my eye on that Fantods pack too that you showed, the Edward Gorey Oracle.
Yes.
Deck.
Yeah.
Super cool.
That one's really fun. All right. I got the chariot.
Nice.
The chariot's actually really, I mean, that kind of like fits with the UFO theme, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
chariots of the
vehicle- yeah.
chariots of the gods or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Although-
chariots, the Eric von Daniken.
Yeah,
Yes.
but still.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to this tab here. So if I'm not looking at you guys, I'm reading the stuff, so no worries.
Yeah. No,
No worries at all.
So this first encounter that I picked out was pretty classic UFO encounter for like seeing stuff into the fields, going and running in a building and stuff. It's called Light Without a Dude, and it comes to us from Ryan A. in the spring of 2011. On one of my night shifts at a small organic dairy, I chose to stay a bit late by myself one night to do a deep clean of the parlor room. Everything went normally, and I got that place squeaky clean. Yep, the glass surface would squeak for real with cleanness. I was waiting for my ride home just outside the front door, looking out over a roughly 120-acre field when I noticed what looked like a big flashlight out in said field. This dairy is literally in the middle of nowhere, so the chances of some dude walking through a pasture at 11 p.m. was extremely low. I continued to watch, and the light started moving in a way that an individual could not, drastically changing directions and moving very quickly. Noticing this, I quickly realized that this was not a dude with a flashlight, but a light without a dude. It would silently drift left and right, forward and backwards, and up and down, almost like it was looking for something, in no repetitious pattern. Once I accepted that this thing was strange, it started approaching the dairy. It slowly came up through the field and would randomly stop and do this odd floating feather thing. It would stop and kind of drift back and forth, like a feather does when it falls down. At this point, I became extremely fearful and started calling my ride, hoping they were close. It came all the way up to the fence and stopped. I went inside because I started to freak out a little, and as it did, my ride arrived. When I closed everything up, the light had vanished, and the driver said he didn't see anything whatsoever. I later found out that through the locals that this was super common, and they even had a nickname for it, the Rover Lights. After telling people I saw it, I was inundated with all sorts of wild stories about things that had happened there over the years, and even met a MUFON field researcher that would visit occasionally due to the area being a passion project of his.
Oh my god. That is so neat.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
A light without a dude.
Yeah.
Can you say again where that was located?
Yeah, that was. This says it's tagged in Rover, Missouri.
Rover, Missouri. I wonder where exactly in Missouri that is. I'm just curious.
question.
Let's see.
Missouri's actually a pretty big state.
Yeah, Missouri's
is,
huge.
Yeah.
I love that it's so widespread in the community that they have that nickname.
Yeah, and that they found a MUFON guy through it. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
interesting.
Let's see. Oh, of course, it's 11 miles west of Alton. I'm looking now, zooming out, and it is okay. So it looks like it's near the Arkansas border, like south central.
Whoa.
South
So it's
central.
deep in
Missouri.
there.
Yeah, that's like Ozarks, I think,
Mhm.
kind of.
Okay. Interesting.
So it was corn. Is that it? A cornfield? Is that what it said?
I think he said it. It doesn't explicitly say, but I would assume so. Yeah. I mean, it's a. He says it's a small organic dairy, which I assume is a farm, right?
Sure. It sounds. I mean, that's all right. Okay.
I picture it with a cornfield for sure, though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
very classic UFO.
Mind's eye. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
More classic.
what's with like cornfields and like crop circles
Hmm.
and like that. You mean that the movie Signs?
Yeah, exactly.
Kim Sen movie.
And the cows, of course. There's always floating cows and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I always
yeah, I
want
like that.
it makes me think of like Demeter, like the goddess of agriculture.
Hmm.
You know, like the mystery cults and like corn and
Totally.
wheat fields. Um,
The
like,
secrets in the South.
is there a connection? I don't know.
I think there definitely
good
could be. Sorry.
The
Sorry, what
cows.
was
Vanessa, cows and high fructose corn syrup are the sources of corn syrup is running through my veins, that's for sure.
Pasture. That makes sense that it would be pasture as opposed to
Pasture.
like an actual like cornfield or something. That would make sense.
Okay.
There's also Field of Dreams. Doesn't he chop down
Yeah.
his cornfield to
Yeah.
talk to it, build a baseball field and talk to his dad as a ghost?
Yeah.
usually?
Yes.
And
Classic.
that movie when I was a kid, really, hearing the sounds and trying to work out the mystery or whatever. It's like the original Hellier, you know, like trying to
Mhm.
tease out the meaning behind everything.
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, that's true.
Just kidding.
That was
You're trying to pull one over us on
Yeah, but there is the whole agriculture thing, like cows and you know, big things of crops or whatever. And
Mhm.
I was thinking about that earlier because we have this thing with like microorganisms, and then you know, like fitting that into this whole UFO thing, and then like the fact that we keep wanting snacks, or they keep wanting snacks, is just like, is that something to do with like our gut biome or whatever? Have we talked about this? Like, is it like, you know, how have you heard about like candida and like how it makes you crave sugar or whatever? And it's
Mhm.
this is
Yeah.
a similar thing that we're having, you know, like when we finally let them talk, they're just saying like, feed me more snacks, you know. Like before we start telling you the secrets of the universe, just like feed me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, think about it. Well, John was talking about that a little bit during live too, like the overlooked importance of snacks and food items in alien abduction reports and alien encounter reports, right? There's
Yeah.
a lot of ingestion and a lot of well, in Fae as well. That's, I think, a big reason why people think there's that crossover, right, between
Mhm.
UFOs, alien activity, and like Fae. It's that snack.
Right.
Totally.
Love it.
It's weird that with the Fae, it's like you're not allowed to eat the food, right? Or you won't come back, or they'll do something to you that you can't be reversed if you eat the food. That kind of fits in with like alien abduction changes, but the food's not as explicit in UFOs.
Well, it's
Right.
I think it's, you know, if you eat their food, then you're like stuck in there. Like I was just reading a story the other day about an encounter with the Fae, and I think it was in a book of like Sicilian folk tales or something. And basically like the person who went into the realm of the Fae like ate their food, but was gone for a year. And then, you know, one of his friends like figured out how to like rescue him or get him out or something like that. And as soon as he was back in like consensus reality, he like died of starvation because like the food he had been eating in the land of the Fae was keeping him, like was sustaining him there, but he could no longer digest human food or something
Oh
like that.
wow.
Yeah. So
That kind of fits with their trinkets too, because they'll give you gold and stuff, and when you take it back, it's like turns into dust or something, you know, or like ash.
yeah.
So that's
Well,
really
and then there's another link to like the Demeter myth.
Yeah. Hey, are you thinking about Persephone and
Persephone, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is
Yeah.
that like Hades, like a, you know, Hades eating the pomegranate? Is like Hades kind of like a fae or elf, and you know, like kind of the same? He's behaving the same way in that story,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or like the same repercussions. So
Yeah. Is the myth of Persephone like the first like UFO abduction story?
oh shit!
Yes. Oh, that'd be
Oh,
so
he
cool.
came and snatched her.
He
Totally.
came
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
Oh
in a
my
chariot,
god.
if I recall correctly.
Oh,
And
man.
did you
Yeah.
pull the chair? You pulled the.
Oh, the cherry. I
Oh
love
my
it.
god!
Uh,
Good fun. I love it.
I've been working with Persephone for years in my practice, so I love to hear it.
Oh, that's
yes.
fantastic. Persephone's great.
Yeah,
I
totally.
love the duality, the
Mhm.
light and the dark.
There's a passage in this book, I think it's called Sounds of Infinity, that talks about traveling to the Fae as kind of a magical ritual rite of passage kind of thing. That kind of fits with the going through the underworld scheme
Yeah.
too. So there might be more
Yeah.
in there too. That's very
Wow.
cool.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
super cool.
We're gonna have to follow this track further for sure.
100%.
That was
Absolutely.
fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab another drink really quick, but I'm like excited for the next story.
Sweet.
I also have a request to see Kitty Kitty.
I tried, so that's why I walked away this last minute. I tried to grab him, but he was not excited about it, and he blended in with my shirt, I think. But he, as soon as I let go, he jumped down. So, I tried.
Yeah.
Come back around, but I'll be right back.
Go get your drink.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll wait for her to come back.
But that's like the Eleusinian mysteries were all like Demeter and Persephone, like the story of Demeter and Persephone.
Mhm.
So it's all connected.
That's so cool.
Next-
Persephone as UFO. That's awesome.
Next summer, I'm planning. My wife and I are planning. We're going to Greece, and one of the places I just found is the Necromantion. It's near Corfu. It's in Greece, and it's they only uncovered it in the 50s, and that people think it was a temple to Hades. That's right next to the river, one of the rivers that led into Hades or whatever, like Archeon, I think it's called.
Acheron.
Acheron. Yeah, it's near that, and there's this temple that you can go down into. It's underground, and there's also dubious, like people. Some people say it's not, but I'm gonna go there anyway. I'm excited about checking it out. So I'll bring some snacks. Yeah. Hopefully we can do something WUFO-y when I'm over there.
That would be awesome.
Next summer.
So cool.
Yeah. But this is so cool about the Hades. I think we should look into this more about the Persephone
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it's so funny because it also has like you said, Demeter, and Ceres, like cereal or whatever, and
right.
It's like, so it has the corn, it has the harvest, that whole thing, like crop circles,
Oh man.
and the Fae kind of eating of the snacks in the underworld or in the other world and not being able to come back. That's like a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Wow.
And that's ancient. I mean, like I can't think of any stories that are, I don't know. Yeah. We're gonna look. I got some hardcore Googling to do.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google so hard.
Oh. So I also read. So have you heard of the cult of Mithra, which was like an old Greek secret cult or secret society? Apparently, they have like
right here on my.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Apparently, they have secret caves all around like Athens and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And London, like they have. I think in London they have.
Yeah.
And they look at wherever the Romans were. So was the Mithraic cult.
That's really cool.
There's some other place we're going called Develi's Cave. That is a cave that used to have like, traditional stuff about Pan, whatever. But in recent times, it has a bunch of UFO stuff around it. So we're going there too. So it's just cool that it's like over time, it's still, still has stuff happening there, but in a different form. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I'll go check that out.
extremely Cool.
I can't wait to see all that footage.
Yeah, that's gonna be really sick.
Mhm.
All right, for my next one,
That's
I've
right.
got Mr. Arcturian.
Oh, this one's exciting.
Yeah, this one was a special request from the Liminal Earth crew. So it happened between March 23rd, 2012 and April 15th, 2012. And it comes to us from Zaruga in Grants Pass, Oregon. So, this is a multi-part story, but the other parts happen in different locations in Oregon, so I will add those to the map and other submissions. But this particular one centers around a small spiritual book and crystal shop in Grants Pass, Oregon, called Aquarius Books and Gifts. The name itself was part of a series of synchronicities. So I'm starting a bit in the middle, but here are the key catch-ups. A. I was already in contact with and being guided by an entity who had been communicating with me in various ways since October 15th, 2011. B. I had never heard of the Age of Aquarius mythos other than the song, and that song had been playing in my head regularly leading up to the time I discovered this shop. And C. The entity went by many names, and one of them was Arcturian. It helps if you think of these names as different faces of the same being, each with its own unique energy. I had never to this point heard of the Arcturian or Pleiadian starseed mythos. The first time I passed the quaint little shop, I was moving here from LA, and my 9-year-old twins started going nuts, shouting the name of the store over and over again, as if they had ever heard the name Aquarius at this point in their lives. This combined with the song synchronicity, sorry, I lost it with scrolling. One sec. Oh, combined with the song synchronicity, sealed the deal that I had to visit this shop. It was a bit later that I was communing with Arcturian, and was told I should go down to the shop and say that I was Mr. Arcturian. I had a great deal of trepidation and embarrassment surrounding this idea, but ultimately I went ahead with it in a modified way. Rather than confidently stating I was Mr. Arcturian, I asked the shop proprietors if there were any messages for Mr. Arcturian. They pulled out a ledger full of dates, times, and names and asked, "When are you going, sir?" A little afraid of what this might mean, I deflected the question. The owners took me into the back room, played some crystal bowls for me, and then asked when they were going. Without missing a beat, I found myself making a circling motion with my index finger around my palm and said, "Between the 20th and 23rd is the window." I found myself returning regularly to Aquarius, and each time I would have an encounter with a stranger who seemed to know something about me that only I could know. There were times when I was asked to channel for strangers. And then one day, the shop owners asked me if I had met Billerthy and the Pleiadian starseed family. I had not. I was handed a card with an address and a phone number, and immediately set off to the location, having no clue what I would encounter. Billerthy was actually Bill and Dorothy. They and the other Pleiadians were all embodied humans who had been born the normal way, but had independently woken up and realized they were from another place and found themselves gathering together in communion. As well, they claimed they knew who I was, though for some reason I was too afraid to ask. What was most strange at this point was that the people in the room itself came very close to matching a lucid dream I had had over a decade prior, and each person there had a passing resemblance to a family member of mine who had passed. I immediately felt powerful energy emanating from one man in particular, and when Bill and Dorothy introduced me, I immediately fell to my knees and began sobbing, because I knew this man inherently as if from a past life. I remembered him as Richard the Lionheart, and myself as having been his squire who had loved him. Without voicing this, Bill and Dorothy said they had had the same reaction when they had first met this man, whose name I can't recall. The man bade me stand up, saying, "I am just like you. Don't kneel before me." After this, the group danced and told jokes and stories of ancient Lemuria, and showed me hand signals that supposedly had been used by the Lemurians before human speech had been developed. One of these hand signals was the very same circling of the palm I had done earlier at Aquarius. Then the group brought in outsiders one by one for healings. At last, or at least one of the outsiders, exclaimed profoundly as she was pulled out of her body, "I'm outside my body." I sat before them to be healed and felt the powerful energies they wielded, but they said there was nothing wrong with me. At the same time, it felt as if my soul was twisted within me and aligned with my physical body. This felt really good, and the sensation reminded me of a gummy bear being twisted, but didn't hurt in the slightest. At some point, drums and other instruments were passed around. I didn't plan on joining in, being an introvert, but went ahead and grabbed a painted wooden egg filled with sand. As the drum circle began, I very quickly found myself throat singing, and before long was leading the group in rhythm and chant, as if bidden by an outside force. I felt all of our energy pouring out of us and swirling together in the room ecstatically. The world around me began to fade as if made of pixels. Not the first time this happened, but again, those stories are for another time. And our group was replaced by foxes, then deer, then wolves, then horses, all racing towards the event horizon of a black hole in the center of the room, but never reaching it, as if this had been us, our family, throughout time. When all of this was over, I felt at peace. It was as if now that we had touched in and gathered together in this life, I would never need to do so again until the next one. It would not be the last time I met the Pleiadians, but again, that's a story and a post for another time.
Oh man.
That was extremely sick. Oh my god.
I know. I remember
Mr. Arcturion.
Jeremy first read that story to me. We were like driving on the freeway, and I was just going like, "What? Like what? What?" Just couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it was
love
good.
that.
It's cool too because it's like it's a contactee story. Like there's not
Yeah.
too many. It's not like I saw a UFO. There weren't even any UFOs in it, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
But you know, that
The
was
way that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think one of the things that stands out for me in the story is always like the throat singing. And it's really compelling once you actually listen to throat singing and you're like, that how do you just start doing that? I actually have like a little pulled up. I can play like just like a couple seconds of it just to demonstrate like how can one just like suddenly have this skill. And it's like, how do you just, how are you just like able to do like that's like someone all of a sudden becoming like a world champion like opera singer, you know, are there champion opera singers, whatever the vernacular is there, but
It's such
that
a
always
deep,
impresses me.
like, you have to go so deep in your vocal cords to get there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, can't. Sorry. Try.
I was
I
just,
know. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you do.
There's like a ton of like death metal bands and stuff too that have utilized throat singing in their music, which is cool because it's almost in the same vein as like the normal growling they do anyway. So
That's totally
Yeah.
true.
So true. Wow.
I was just like I was looking into this and looked up and this like the Billerthy, Bill and Dorothy, like they're real, like they're out there doing
Right.
lectures on ascended
Wow.
masters. I think at least Bill has passed or ascended or you know something like that. But they're you know they're out there and like their materials are available if you Google them.
Wow,
And
that's really cool.
it's like a rabbit hole that like I haven't quite gotten farther into it than like the initial search.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Didn't this person who wrote this story also write something about like a hedgehog or something?
Yes,
Well-
yes. Yeah,
Well,
same person.
In Grant's
Yeah,
Pen.
we
What
should
was it? Do
Yeah, I can find it. I'll pull it up real quick.
I remember
Cool.
that story is super weird too.
Yeah,
I love it. These people reminded me, or at least the people in the shop, felt very like PKD in terms of the people he goes to see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's in Vallis. And
Yeah, yeah.
That whole like pulling out the book and being like, like looking.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just that part alone is like would freak me out.
Yeah.
Like the kind
And
of
the-
we've been expecting you thing.
Like this thing
Yeah, just-
reminded me of like David Lynch or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some
Yes.
like weird creature in an oversized suit would like dance up and go.
Oh
Right.
yeah. That gives me shivers.
I love it.
That's extremely
I've
cool.
got it. Okay. I've had dozens of experiences in this area. Thus, all the same person in Grants Pass again.
Great.
Blah blah blah. I've had dozens of experiences in this area. Thus, all the categories checked: ghosts, time travelers, or whatever you call strangers who show up and know things only you would know about yourself. Bipedal hedgehogs that saunter about like hobbits. Golden foxes that could project ideas into your mind. A straight up wingless gargoyle one time, several ghost and shadow people, an attempted full body possession, and on and on and on. In 2012, when this began, this area was an overgrown blackberry patch over a block wide, but it is now in a liminal state with all the brush cleared out, set to have a road built through and a housing track. The gargoyle sighting occurred after the woods were cleared in 2020, while most of the other experiences were in 2012. So that's the whole kit and caboodle.
Wow.
I want to know anything else this person has to tell me.
Yeah, that's
And the people in
crazy.
the comments agree with you. We're
Yeah.
all envious
Mhm.
of this man's experiences and want to just have a conversation with him. It sounds like.
I want to see one of those hedgehogs.
Me too.
Is walking on 2 feet like this? Is that my
Yeah.
is that...
Halloween costume.
Sauntering around like hobbits.
There you go.
So cute.
I never thought of hobbits as sauntering particularly, but
I mean, Merry and Pippin might when they're at their parties.
yeah, I guess that's true.
Speaking of
Very
which,
cool.
I'm gonna have some
I
pipe
wanted
weed
to know
here.
I wanted to know what's in my bag. I am garbling. You know, this is the actual word is garbling, which is when you take like plant matter, like a big old plant, and you take like the good stuff off and discard the bad stuff. So we just had a holly tree cut down, and I've got all these berries. These kind of can't really see them too well. They're still
Oh,
green.
there you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're still-
wow.
but I'm like going through this bag and I'm just kind of trying to like pick the stems off and stuff.
Mhm.
It's relaxing. It's like
Mm.
this is what we used to use instead of fidget spinners on the farm.
I could definitely see that. It'd be a good meditation practice too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I like it. It's nice. It's relaxing. You know, you just
Trance work.
yeah.
Garbling.
The
Man,
golden fox. I want to know about the golden fox too.
me too.
Where was this taking place? Let me see. This was over in Grants Pass, Oregon. We might have to do a field trip.
Yeah, I mean, I can write to him. We can contact.
Yeah.
these-
Oh,
The
you definitely
beauty of
should if you have time.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine having them on for like a WUFO or something?
Oh, that'd be so
Get
cool.
out of here. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
A fantastic idea. Liminal Earth group Halloween costume where we all go as our favorite map or WUFO entity.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. Fantastic.
We could make it like a costume contest.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Can we
The best
please?
liminal Earth themed costume.
I love it. And we have so many like gift ideas as it is. Like we could just like we already got the prizes figured out if you win. Like, but show us some wild WUFO or Liminal Earth inspired Halloween costumes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe the prize is they're a WUFO guest.
That would be
Ooh, that
cool.
would be great.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds really fun.
I mean,
I
really,
wonder-
though, like everybody would be the winner. I mean,
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have to do 2 costumes though, because I'm pretty committed to being Columbo for this Halloween.
Oh,
So
right.
I
Nice.
I
guess
can
that.
definitely double, but
yeah.
Fantastic.
but maybe that's what the orange peel guy's doing with all those orange peels.
Does he have a name that doesn't the entity?
I know like Vanessa called him the orange lever,
The orange
like
lever.
Ooh, I like that.
he who leaves the oranges, and I think that sounds perfect. Like it's the orange lever,
Lever.
but
Yeah.
he could have another name too. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely love that.
yeah. Did you see the plushie?
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
share
I
that?
did.
Is that did
I didn't know
Vanessa
if we
put
could talk about it yet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's been shared on the twit. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed it there.
It's
Cool.
magnificent.
It's
Yeah.
so
Oh
amazing.
my gosh.
I mean, we need to have these for sale on our site.
How do you even go about making a plushie? That's wild.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll sell them. Let's figure that out.
I don't know who I would be, like, or what I would dress as.
I'm
If
thinking
I
that
was,
too.
you know, a Gatton Puff, or
That'd be cool. Or maybe the drone guy that you guys saw with the glasses.
The drone now.
that would be a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
costume.
I want to be the Raven Witch. That's all the Raven.
I want to be the bag of hair on the bus.
Yes.
I want to be Water Bigfoot.
The sandwich from hell.
Yeah,
Oh
Love it.
my god.
there's so
Love
many
it.
possibilities here.
And just
All right,
hand
we're-
out wet wipes
Oh
to
my
everyone.
God.
Yeah, I can hand
I
out wet
think
wipes.
This is gonna get unhinged, you guys.
Yes, it's exactly how we like it.
Whoa,
Yes.
Elmo meme.
That's perfect.
So do we
Yeah, that would
have?
be really fun.
I think so too. Well, it's set. I mean, it's set in stone now. I'm excited for. Do we want to? We have like 15-ish minutes left. Do we want to do one more story? Are we
Good.
thinking?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
you-
do it. I think
This
so.
one's a little bit of a quickie. It's called Sign of the Baby, and it comes to us from Selena L in California, Lancaster, and Santa Clarita. So it might be right in the middle of them, right there, around 2013. So it goes. I have a few stories of being taken by aliens or seeing the craft outside my window, but that should set the tone for today's story. Fast forward to having my first son. I distinctly remember when he was 10 months old, just started walking, I had a chilling experience. Around 5 a.m., I woke up to use the restroom. I was the only one awake, and the house was still dark and calm. No sooner did I get in there, I hear a rustling down the hall. My then 10-month-old son pushes open the door. He stares at me, makes the sign of a triangle with his baby hands, places them over his third eye for about 2 seconds, and then with both of his hands pulls down his bottom eyelids to expose the whites of his eyes, all while looking at me dead in the eyes, no blinking. This put me into a small panic. No child of his age should have the fine motor or has even seen this mimic before. To see it was to see something unnatural. I know that my childhood UFO encounters were now directly linked to my family and my kids. So that one was like a very heavy communion vibes. Like
Yeah.
it's very scary. Like little kids doing weird stuff always gets me freaked out.
Yeah. Like I'm just running through everything in my head. The da-da-da-da.
This thing, and
This
then they pull their eyes out.
And they were just staring at their just not like. God,
And, like,
worse than
10
Sweet Crowdless.
Yeah. And like I've never had a kid, so like at 10 months old, are they walking yet, or are they
Well,
like?
that would be like
That's like
terrifying. Yeah.
it's like when they start like if they're just standing up, if they're not like I think my nephew's a year now, and he's at that stage where he's standing up. He can take a few steps, but then he falls down, and so I think that's right at that era where
Yeah.
they're trying. They're trying.
Damn, that's creepy.
But to be fair, my son is 10, and if he did that, I'd still be
I was
freaked.
gonna say, like,
Yeah.
what's the age cap on when this wouldn't be weird? Good God. So you know, I just wonder if that guy's like ever slept again.
Yeah, I mean, gotta look at the kid a little bit differently for a couple days at least. She's
Oh my
like,
God.
honey, are you okay?
Similar to like the beginning of The Omen. You're just like looking at it, like,
Mhm.
I wonder what how they made the. I mean, I don't think it's like that much of a leap, but I wonder how they connected that to the UFO experiences they had when they were a kid.
right.
Mhm.
I
Like,
wish they
what the? I mean, sure, like I buy that 100% that they're
Yeah.
connected somehow, but like,
Yeah.
what is it about that made them think that?
sure.
I wonder if they did any other posts. I could look around and see in the map if they pop up again.
Maybe
But it
we
was
should.
Selena L.
We could ask. We could have him come on with the other. That'd be cool.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah,
Somebody's guest. It'd be kind of interesting to talk to these posts.
yeah.
Ask more
That-
questions about them.
Have
That
him
would be
call.
really cool. Sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, that would be
That
cool
would-
to do. People calling.
That's
It could
exciting.
also be, yeah. It could also be some weird. They're also. It also could be dangerous. Like not bad. dangerous, like get some characters.
For sure.
That would make it exciting. Drama. Love it.
Be fun. It's like a they came from the map kind of vibe. I like it.
Yeah.
That has to be a shirt.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
It's cute. Is that cute? Love it.
But yeah, those are what I picked out for this one. I think they're all pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Great.
Good pickings.
Yeah.
And they're all that like we haven't like read like before. We used to read a lot of the map stories. So good on you.
Yeah.
glad I could help.
There are some greats where like I still, because I'm the one who like usually puts the entries up, and so I kind of skim them when I'm doing that just to make sure, because it's a little bit tedious, and so
Mhm.
I kind of, not because of the stories, but just because of the back end. But
Yeah.
I kind of skim them to make sure that there's nothing like offensive or appropriative or whatever. But
Right.
often I won't like catch what the actual story is about until I go back later, and I'm like, oh gosh, I remember this. Like, this is
Mhm.
crazy. Like, this is wild.
Yeah, man. I love
Yeah.
it too. Like being able to pull some of these like very non-traditional experiences off of something is really fun to be able to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we just need more like more contact stories from people we'll meet at the supermarket and stuff, and like not less of like hearing from like people in the government, or like hearing from like random like speakers or stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the fact that UFO discourse online right now is largely like people who go on Tucker Carlson is unacceptable. Like, it's
Yeah.
100%.
yeah,
Get out of here.
unacceptable.
No, it's so true. And oh my goodness, I was cracking up because I was listening to like a past episode of Night Drift while I was traveling, and this woman starts to bring it up, and I remember being like, "Oh, oh, and that's live radio. That's wild territory." And so how do you navigate that situation? Jim was very eloquent. It was just like, I think that most of my listeners can see that I how I feel about him. I don't like him, and then moved on. I thought that was so neat, but like, why are there so many people, kind of representing UFO Twitter all going on this same guy's show. It's really wild. Like there are other shows.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we could talk about that at great length.
Yeah, we could. Well, we have, just a couple minutes left. How do we want to spend them?
I
It's
don't
up
know.
to you guys.
Do we do an experiment? Anybody want to do an experiment? Like a dream experiment?
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's do that.
I wonder what kind of. How could we do more than a? Because I think a lot of our dream experiments are like, if you dream of this, let us know the next day, and that's valid. But is there anything we could do that would be like deeper somehow, or
Maybe instead of look for this or that, maybe we can do kind of like the dream park type situation where we all meet at the same place and then say what we saw there. So if we all have like
a place,
we
something
all
to
can
pick.
be very
What if we-
descriptive place. Go ahead.
Should we pick the place that the hedgehog was seen?
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
an empty lot?
Can we pull up a picture for visuals of just like, did it say, like, did it have coordinates of where it was in Grants Pass at all?
Yeah, I've got it. Let me pull it
Okay.
up. I think I still even have it.
And then we could pull up like a Google Earth or Google photo of maybe that area. I just love having a visual because it's so much easier in like the dream world to with the intention of like that visually boom there, and then what if someone sees a sandwich, what if someone sees like a vase, like it'll be interesting to see what items or what things or people are there and how they compare and contrast.
What if we did it like all week too, like every night this week? We go
Yeah.
until next, and we can talk about it on next Wednesday. So it's like
homework.
I know for me that like like one night I might not have any dreams at all. So like maybe if we have it a practice for a whole week every night, this is what we're focusing on going there.
Doesn't have pressure on tonight as much either.
Yeah. Tomorrow, people who are watching the archive can like see what we're talking
also
about.
participate.
Yeah.
Great.
So I think that's fun. So I mean,
I'm
does that sound good? Like that location, and there's a lot of characters there that we may encounter. So
yeah,
I agree.
Okay,
So-
there we go. I found it. So I have the coordinates. I have like, it's actually just outside of Grants Pass, and this, I guess it's like another little town called Redwood. So let's see. Do you want to do like a street view? Is that what we're thinking?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this up.
What's the name of that town one more time that you said?
Redwood, like the tree, Redwood.
Redwood. Oh, wow. That's a pretty name for a town.
Yeah.
All right.
Notice that images are good for dreams too, because it kind of like triggers the signal for your brain when you do encounter them in dreams. I've been noticing it's like easier to recognize.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Should we do something too, like some kind of mnemonic or something? Should we, before we go to bed, do this or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do the
I'm
hand
down. I'm down.
Okay.
Is that weird?
What is it? I missed it. I'm looking up the map.
I was saying like do this or something before we go to bed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
But I mean,
the
I was
other
probably
one
gonna do that
I was
anyway.
trying to scares
Yeah.
me.
What's that?
The other one.
Oh, that's better.
you
Yeah,
would
that's
Partner
better
before
than
you go to
this.
bed if you have a partner or your cat.
Then it ends up on liminal Earth. Like my partner was.
Sorry in advance. Poor Ranger.
Oh.
Oh, I love it. So in conclusion, to summarize, before you go to bed tonight and all this week, if you want to participate in our dream experiment before you go to bed, do like Dr. Arturian, draw that circle on your palm, and then picture, this picture we'll be seeing of Redwood, Oregon, we're gonna try to travel there in our dreams. I'm picturing like a mountain pass or like a clear lake, you know, or something. And let's see if there's like a box of something or like a sweater. I don't know. But let us know what you see there, and we can kind of compare and contrast on Twitter with our WUFO hashtag and talk about it.
I don't know if there's a good way to like share the image here,
Okay.
so I'm gonna tweet it.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. That's the best way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So at Liminal Earth on
at
Twitter.
Liminal Earth on Twitter.
Perfect.
I'm just
Sounds
gonna
good.
post the image in a tweet, and I'm gonna tag it WUFO, and that'll be the whole tweet. And
Excellent.
if you know, you know.
Dream experience.
Perfect.
No big deal.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me back on.
Yeah,
This has
thanks
always
so
been
much.
super fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for being willing and reading. Those were some great choices.
Of course.
Yeah, another WUFO in the books for us. Week 34 is coming up.
Yeah. I'm still my mind's still a little blown by the Persephone thing.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
a
have to
deep
think about
one.
that a lot.
You can maybe theorize about that on Twitter too. Get a
Yeah.
thread.
Yeah, get the thread going.
Yeah. Drop your research in the thread. That's what
Is
we'll
that
do.
something we've come up with before? Like, or
I
someone has?
feel
I
it
can't
feels
tell.
familiar.
I know. I wonder if we would go back and like WUFO number 3, we talked about that or something. It feels like, how did we not already think of that? Or someone already think of that? I don't know. Maybe it already is someone. People are talking about it. Because
I
it
don't
just
know.
seems like,
Hmm.
it does really seem like that.
It does feel familiar.
Yeah.
Cat.
Yeah. I've heard of, I know we've
I-
talked about Persephone before somewhere. I
Yeah.
don't know what the context was, but
I think it was in a podcast appearance or something. I think we got on
Huh.
the topic for a second of Persephone and Hecate.
Hmm.
yeah, something like that.
I don't know. It does feel familiar, but I can't draw anything. I don't know if that's just the sleepiness or if we're the first. So I like
It's
talking
still
about
just cool.
Twitter,
We got to figure that out.
find out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we'll
Absolutely.
find out like if it's someone's pretty quick. If we do
Yeah.
it publicly, especially.
Yeah.
That
We'll
works.
get pretty vocal.
Yeah. Good. Awesome.
Oh.
Well, on that note, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. I'll see you in Grants Pass.
The tweet is up, so go check it out. Pictures there.
Check it out.
See you in
Bye.
Grants Pass.